Hi, I'm Trista Engel, CEO of Paragon Legal, and welcome to GC Sidebar, a short and sharp conversation series with today's most forward-thinking general counsel. In just 4 questions, we cover the legal industry, leadership, careers, and a little fun. Today, I'm joined by Shu White, Chief Legal Officer and Head of People at Motive, a fleet management and driver safety technology company. Shu began her legal career at Fenwick & West and then moved in-house to Imperva, where she rose to her first general counsel role in 2017. She joined Motive in 2020 as GC and now Chief Legal Officer and Head of People. Shu is a true citizen of the world, having grown up in Saudi Arabia and lived in multiple countries and U.S. states. And she's known for bringing both open-mindedness and a great sense of humor to her career. Shu, welcome, and thanks so much for joining me.
Hi, Trista. So glad to be here. Thanks for inviting me.
Let's jump in.
Sounds good.
What's the biggest challenge facing GCs and in-house legal teams today?
Crazy is the new normal, and I really think our job is to understand the business as well as we can. That's why we're in-house as opposed to external advisors, and understanding the business can be really challenging when the external environment is so volatile. But I really think volatility is the new norm, and that lawyers have to really learn to advise on risks, and risks change quickly. And so you have to be pretty nimble and pretty agile and pretty uncomfortable with the unpredictable and what that's going to do to your business. In this particular moment, I think the challenges are kind of to the core fundamental principles of the law itself, like enforceability and the rule of law in and of itself is being challenged. And so I think being very principled about the advice you give and having the courage to stand by your convictions and understanding the values of your business is also really critical.
There's sort of 3 pieces to this puzzle you're describing. One is, what is the actual law? The other is understanding the business and knowing how to advise based on your deep knowledge of the business. And the third is your values, because like you said, when things are changing, you need something to keep you grounded. I love that. What accomplishment are you most proud of in your current role?
So the accomplishment I am most proud of in my current role is our recent win in a competitor lawsuit. One of our competitors sued us 18 months ago or so for patent infringement. It's been a long road to the trial, and the trial finally happened in April in front of a jury in San Francisco. And Motive was found not to infringe any of our competitors' patents, and we were further given a basis to invalidate some of the patents that they asserted against us. So it was just a really great feeling. Competitor lawsuits is something new to me now that I've joined Motive. It wasn't something that I'd gone through before, but I have an incredible internal IP counsel who is a former patent litigator, and she is just a beast. And so she did an incredible job, and our outside counsel at King & Spalding were there with us every step of the way, and of course had to have done an amazing job to get the result that we did. So I'm super proud of that result for us this year.
What's one career moment that changed your trajectory?
I worked at a cybersecurity company, Imperva, before I joined Motive, and we had a data breach. We were a data security company that experienced a data breach. And that was really, I think, the crisis that made me realize I was ready to be a general counsel. It felt pretty instinctual at that point, actually, how to respond. I was surprised. I was pretty surprised because I thought there's nothing worse that I could imagine happening to a data security company than a data breach. What I learned through that process was, number one, you can't get through these things without having an incredibly strong team. And so the team really rallied around this moment, and the team really came together to rebuild trust with all of our customers. It was actually a really beautiful, enlightening process to learn that you can make a mistake but be honest about it and go back and talk through how the mistake happened, what changes we were making to make sure it didn't happen again, and what our customers needed to know from us in order to best respond to the situation. We didn't lose any customers as a result of it, and we really only strengthened our customer relationships. I think for anyone who wants to be a general counsel, the more that you can enjoy those crisis moments. I mean, as terrible as they are, there's just something to be learned from them, and a lot of upside that can be taken away from them. And if you have the stomach for it, like if it actually for some reason brings you some calm to deal with these, and honestly, I think moms are really good at this. I think women, in a lot of ways, take pressure really well and take crises really well and are able to kind of juggle the craziness of that moment and look ahead to what the upside is. I do think that was a moment that kind of forged me as a general counsel and made me really sure that I was ready for this role.
What a great reflection to know that in the moment you felt really equipped to handle it, and what a testament to how you did handle it, that you didn't lose any customers and that you came out the other side having learned a ton and having gone through something so hard that ultimately was okay. If you weren't an attorney, what would you be?
I actually can't answer this question. It's such a core part of my identity now. I've been lawyering now for over half of my life, like roughly half of my life has been dedicated to the law. So I think if I took half of my life away, I would be a totally different person, and I don't actually know. I think if I took away lawyering right now, I would be very happy just to focus on parenting and spending a lot of time with my family.
There's no nobler career than that.
It's a lot of fun.
It's a lot of fun and a lot of work. No harder career than that.
Exactly.
Getting into.
Exactly. I think I could definitely deserve my full attention.
Yeah. All right. Bonus question. Who is your favorite fictional lawyer?
Okay, so I don't know if she's my favorite, but I did start rewatching Ally McBeal, and she is completely neurotic and a little bit crazy, but the whole series was really successful, and it was really narrated from the female perspective, and it was the first time that it was just so raw and honest, and I think vulnerable about how hard it can be. I think all of us professional women, still find ourselves in rooms where we are the minority. I have found it fun to revisit that show and kind of what it meant to women lawyers of the time.
That's a great one. I gotta go back and rewatch it. That's a good idea. I'm sure it's timeless in some ways. Yeah. Well, that was really fun, Shu. Thank you so much for sharing your journey, sharing your insights, and being so thoughtful with your answers.
Thanks, Trista. I really enjoyed it.
All right, that's a wrap on today's episode of GC Sidebar. Catch more great conversations on our website at paragonlegal.com. Thanks for tuning in.